Hey guys, it's Todd from Like Minded Lunatics, bringing you, it's another drink, play, swear. Hey, it's all we do around here. I mean, besides continuing to drink really crappy beer after Christmas, leading up to New Year's, it's all we've ever really done around here. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Drink, Play, Swear, and welcome back to Like Minded Lunatics. You know that Like Minded Lunatics is not just me here at Drink, Play, Swear. No, it's not. It's also the co-founder of Like Minded Lunatics, Mark Gifford, my good buddy and writing partner, Bang, doing the Friday night videos. Every single one of them is great, and there are more than 100 of them for you to check out. If you're not checking out his stuff, you're missing out on the best stuff on the channel, best stuff on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned. And bang, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, so what is it that we do here at Drink, Play, Swear? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. We play a game, usually a classic one. I pair it with a beverage. Oh yeah, and I tell stories. I tend to tell a story in these things. What are we playing today? I'm excited about this one. I haven't played this game in a really long time. I want to say not since it was new. This is ClayFighter Tournament Edition on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. ClayFighter. And yeah, I am working through my crappy holiday beer, and so I've still got some Tecate Light here. That's going to be in the beer fridge for a long time, so crack something yourself and join me. Get yourself something. Oh, I mean, I like cheap beer, but that's cheap beer. You know what I mean? Oh, brutal. ClayFighter, let's play. ClayFighter, 90s game on the Super Nintendo, and it's in that Street Fighter II style. The fighting tournament fighters were so popular at that time, and this was fun because they added our love in the 80s and 90s of claymation to the story. I love when you get somebody who's creative enough to like combine two things we all love, right? Street Fighter II style fighter with claymation. It's a good time. Let's play. I don't even remember my buttons, you know what I mean? I didn't play any beforehand. I didn't get ready. I just thought, well, I'll pick it up. What are we getting into in terms of the story today? Well, I thought we would stay on theme with the game and talk... Oh, this is sort of like Mortal Kombat where you can just trap them in the corner. Isn't that nice? What? I think the game froze. That's weird. Old school system, right? Little game freeze action. Let's go again. Let's go again. All right, so what do we want to talk about in terms of the story today? I want to talk claymation. I want to think back to those 80s and 90s days where before we got into the CGI, before we got into the big computer graphics era in film and television, we were obsessed with things like claymation. And you saw music videos that used claymation. You saw cartoons and TV specials that used claymation. And of course, films. You know, when as I get started again here, we'll see if this thing works. It might not even work, but you and I will hang out. We'll have a beer and talk regardless, okay? But one of the earliest memories I have of claymation is of Gumby. Remember Gumby? Gumby was a weird character, and I would watch him on like PBS. I would watch him on, free TV, public television. And it was so strange because I could tell, I was growing up in the 80s, I could tell that it was old stuff. You know what I mean? I believe it was from the 50s originally. Most popular maybe in the 60s. I could tell it was old, but it was still really fascinating because you're just wondering as a kid how the hell they did this, you know? And it was fun to watch. You got Gumby, he's a sweet guy navigating this, terrain with his best friend Pokey, right? Pokey's an orange horse, and they would walk around doing shit. It's funny. I watched hours and hours of that show. This thing froze again. Did you see that? Okay. Let's try again. I'm going to beat Helga eventually. And you'd watch Gumby, and I watched Gumby a lot, and to this day, I can't really tell you what any of the storylines were. It reminds me of what has happened to so many artistic properties in modern times, where they take the characters and they run with them kind of in a new way. And I think sometimes it's because in Hollywood, they're just like a little too lazy to actually look into what all these things were about. You know what I mean? They did that with, Alvin and the Chipmunks. They do that all the time. They did that with the Smurfs live action CGI movie. They even did it, not that it has anything to do with Claymation, but they did it with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, right? When they made that movie, it's like, why is that the concept for everyone to use? Is, all right, let's take these characters and just put them on Earth. Did anyone want He-Man to be put on boring-ass Earth? No. We wanted a fantastical adventure set in Eternia on a battlefield of fantastical characters. We didn't want it to be set in Earth. Anyway, they do that a lot, and it got me thinking, what if they made a Gumby movie? So, you know me, I happen to think that I'm full of a bunch of million-dollar ideas. I told you about my rival restaurant to Chick-fil-A that would be next door to Chick-fil-A. You call it Chick-fil-B, and you're open on Sundays. That's a $1 million idea for you. And there's also the matching mommy and baby pajamas, baby mama jama. Remember I told you about that? Right. Well, this is another one for you, okay? This is the Gumby movie, okay? Now, as of 2022, when I'm recording this, it doesn't exist. So if it comes out later, you'll know I came up with it first, all right? And it's a great idea. Here's what you do for the Claymation Gumby movie. You ready? You make it Claymation, full-on Claymation, okay? Gumby and Pokey, looking pretty traditional, okay? But you get Seth Rogen to play Gumby, okay? The hardest working stoner in show business. You get Gumby as played by Seth Rogen, okay? And you get him to write and produce it. So it doesn't even matter what the script is at this point. It's already a good idea, isn't it? Now, you need a good sidekick, though. Pokey, right? Pokey is the orange horse. You get the best sidekick in animation. You're going to get an Eddie Murphy, okay? You get Eddie Murphy, who, played Donkey and Shrek and many other things, okay? And you get the two of them together. Can you imagine this? A Gumby movie, okay? With Gumby and Pokey, played by Seth Rogen and Eddie Murphy. And then you don't even need to research or study the Gumby universe, the Gumbyverse or whatever, You just you set it in the real world, and you give them a cute problem to try to solve. The two of them together, that's a good time. Combination, Claymation, regular people, no big deal, beat Helga, and I guess the Super Nintendo is working now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the combatant lunatics forever again.
Thinking back to I love this guy, look at this. Kind of a Halloween-y, Icky Bod. I love this, okay. And this was before Nightmare Before Christmas. I was just going to bring up Nightmare Before Christmas as another sort of Claymation style thing that I loved. And it's wonderful to share Nightmare Before Christmas with my kids because they now love it too. And it's become a tradition in the house to watch it every year. And it's sort of like, besides Wallace and Gromit, which my kids like, it's the thing that they love that triggers them. Look at this. My Super Nintendo's crashing again today. That's all right. We're going to kick it back on one more time. And we're going to get continuing on in the story while I work on my beverage. Hope your holidays are going well. Hope you've had a little time to relax, a little vacation. I know that the holidays can end up being, although you're looking forward to them, and you're looking forward to a little break from work, that they can often be the most stressful time of year, can't they? So I hope you're taking some time for yourself, taking a deep breath, having a shitty beer and a good video game with me. It's not a great video game, but it's good, and I don't know what's wrong with my Super Nintendo. Anyway, The last thing I want to talk about today, and Mark, are you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna need in a minute. Well, you should go run it and start trying to go find this.
No.
You remember in the basement of our studios, there's the old reel-to-reel footage in those boxes. Well,
yeah, I remember all the boxes that you were supposed to have cleaned up. Like literally, you were supposed to have already done that.
All right, just go get the footage. I'm looking for the California Raisins Christmas special.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to give me a hard time about everything, bro.
Yeah, well, maybe you could plan a little bit better and not do this in the middle of the show.
All right, so Mark's going to go get this footage for us, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. One of my favorite specials, television specials when I was a kid, was the California Raisins Christmas special. What's wild about it to me is that even though I have fond memories of it, and I remember watching it a gazillion times, I talk to a lot of people who don't seem to remember it at all. Yeah, the game's done. This game, I guess, is a piece of shit. The game file is corrupted or something. It's not going to work for us. Doesn't matter. Mark, are you back?
Yes, dude.
Okay. I'd love for you to show folks just a quick clip from my favorite Christmas Claymation special, the California Raisins Christmas. Check it out.
Roll it.
Come a-waffling along the Lisa Green. Here we come a-waffling, so fair to be seen. Love and joy come to you, and to you your waffle too. And
Pardon me, but you're making a lyrical error in that fine old Christmas carol. Now, the key word, my good fellows, is wassailing, not waffling.
Well, what the heck's wassailing?
Wassailing, yes.
You're so smart. What's a wassel?
Yeah, I thought it was waffle.
Herb?
Oh, it tastes like waffle.
Ooh, and I want one with extra butter. Besides, Rex, maybe waffle is an old word that means waffle. After all, what could be more Christmassy than a thick stack of syrup-drenched waffles?
As usual, Herb, there you go, letting history take a back seat to your stomach.
I do believe it is waffle.
It's wassailing. I know it's wassailing. That's it! Somebody's got it right!
And to you your wassel too. And God bless you and send you a happy new year. And God send you a happy new year. Here we come a wassailing.
So, what does it mean?
What?
Wassailing? Why, just going around the neighborhood singing Christmas carols, receiving treats and Christmas portraits. Now that I like. Let's go!
All right. Guys, happy holiday season. I hope you're doing well. The game didn't work, but I had a good time, and I had a good ? Beer. And between now and the next time I talk to you, I'm T. Rizzy, son. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. See ya.